Scientist it is. Just kidding. Hello guys, this is EPN10 and welcome to another Plants vs Zombies Garden Warfare video. And today I'm going to bring you gameplay using an engineer, and specifically the landscaper. Now, I never really uploaded any engineer videos in months. So yeah, before I used to use the plumber. I have a video of a plumber and a welder, and that's about it, right? Yeah, there's nothing else afterwards. So yeah, I'm using the landscaper, which, you know, it's not really a popular variant at all. And yeah, we also have pretty terrible variants. As you see, we have the sanitation expert, which is terrible. We have the general supremo, which is pretty bad compared to the other foot soldier variants. So yeah, we're not so well off right now. I'll tell you that much. So as you saw there, at the beginning when I was shooting that sunflower, I was doing 10 damage, and that's his maximum splash damage. He doesn't even have that much splash damage, but yeah, 10 is his maximum. And as you can tell, that 10 damage doesn't, you know, it's not that great compared to the other engineers, you know, attacks. As you see here, I'm trying to time these shots to hit the cacti perfectly, but yeah, when you do hit them perfectly, you do a maximum of 34 damage. And yeah, this damage doesn't drop off so easily, as you saw there. I was still doing 34 damage, and I also do 34 damage from this distance as well. So yeah, he does 34 damage, you know, from I don't think his damage actually drops off. But this makes sense because his range is quite limited actually, as you will see later. So yeah, 34 damage is his max, and he does not do pretty much any type of splash damage at all. That's why you will later on you'll see me using the drone a lot more than I would if I was using the electrician, welder, and plumber, because those are the three variants of engineer and regular engineer that are pretty good, you know, in taking gardens over just by you walking up to them, or just you know, just spamming the garden with your, you know, with your ammo and whatnot, your shots. But yeah, that doesn't really work well with the landscaper. See, I'm just gonna hide here a bit because there are fire Ps. There's a lot of fire variants, and we had zero forms of healing. Actually, no, never mind. You'll see later that we did have a form of healing, but something happened to the dude. So yeah. So as you see here, I demonstrate the reticle. As you see, the accuracy is getting worse, and it has that limit. So yeah, this thing shoots really fast, and this thing has a really high DPS, but it's single. You know, it's a single target. It's not like the electrician, welder, or plumber. Those are meant to hit multiple players. This, on the other hand, doesn't. It's not meant to hit multiple targets. As you saw there, I was shooting, and my shots basically disappeared after a while. So yeah, this thing does not have a long range either. It does not have a far range. Same thing with the regular engineer. His range is not as far as let's say the plumber or whatever. I remember using him a long time ago, and yeah, I do not remember his range being as long as the plumbers. So yeah, these guys do have limitations, which is pretty bad considering, you know, electrician, welder, and plumber, they have pretty far ranges, and they're pretty strong. They're the top 3 most popular variants because of the insane splash, you know, splash radius, which really helps in taking over the gardens. So yeah, my team is really weak right now in terms of variants. So, but they, on the other hand, I think they had a toxic P earlier. They have a fire P, and yeah, they have really good stuff compared to us. So yeah, and I only have 63 health. We have no scientist, and they have a fire chomper as well. I forgot about that. So yeah, you gotta really watch out here. A lot of fire variants and damage over time. So yeah, the last thing I want, you know, is to go in the garden with 63 health. It's just a terrible idea. I'll just get immediately shot down. So I'm just waiting for more, you know, people to join. I mean, for more people to capture the stuff. So I'm trying to run away. I'm oh no, because yeah, I was being shot at, right? So the last thing, if you're being shot at and you're on a jackhammer and there's a chomper, you do not want him to chomp you, even if you have the jackhammer, because if you're getting hit, while he's trying to chomp your stuff, he's basically gonna you cannot get hit in that stage, but that guy, the guy shooting you, will be prepared. He will know that you're there for sure. And yeah, as you saw there, the beam bomb got me right after I got out of the jackhammer, which really sucks. So yeah, that is the one situation where you do not want to get you know, you do not want to get chomped while on a jackhammer. If it was like solo, yeah, sure. It's like amazing to get chomped by a chomper. And yeah, I somehow destroyed the spike weed just by going next to it somehow. And it says I destroyed the spike weed. I'm like, oh, alright. Looks good enough to me. And yeah, like, yeah, we captured this garden. It's not much. More sombrero beam bombs and whatnot. So yeah, this guy's 34 damage is no joke. If this guy did one more damage, like 35 damage, I think he'll be pretty good. Because this guy's meant as a single target. Meaning that, like, yeah, he could kill things much faster than, like, the electrician, welder, and plumber. Like, if like his DPS is really high. He shoots really fast and he shoots hard. But you only could hit one at a time. So yeah, his shots are not... Like, his shots are meant to take down a single target at once really fast. Just like the Dr. Chester. Like, yeah, like, his shots are, like, about the same as the chemist. But the chemist is meant to destroy groups of enemies. Meanwhile, this guy, Dr. Chester, his DPS is higher. He could kill a single target faster, but he cannot kill a group of enemies as fast. So, as you saw there, I had, like, yeah, I was facing that fire flower for a long time. And yeah, they have a fire flower fire chomper. And at the beginning, I think I got hit by a fire cacti. And they have a fire piece. So yeah, they have a lot of fire variants, which is a nightmare since, yeah, I have no forms of healing. I have, yeah, except for this guy. Like, I cannot be reliant on my team, you know, healing me. Plus, all those fire variants is ridiculous. So yeah, this is, yeah, his weak spot is kind of like trying to shoot something above. But yeah, like, if there's a pea shooter, like, you know, on a in turret mode and they don't see you, it's perfect because you do 27 damage to them, so you will always kill them in 5 shots because they get the 20% damage reduction while they're in, you know, turret mode. So yeah, here we have a face off, and yeah, somehow I did not get him. He was at really low health, so I decided to get out of there. He was at really low health. I was like, you know what, one more shot does it. I hit this guy like 3 times. Like 4 shots automatically kill pea shooters. But yeah, as I was saying, like, if he did 35 damage, he'll be able to kill chompers in 5 shots. Because 35 times 5 is 175, and this is the perfect amount. But yeah, like, if you stun a chomper that has 175 health, by the time you land the 5 shots, I think he'll just be getting unstunned. Even though you have to land that 6th shot just to kill it, like, if it's a fire chopper, I think he could hit you like once with a fire spray, which is bad. So if this guy's damage was like 1 more, I think it would have been perfect. He'll be like he'll like specifically be a chomper killer. So here I'm trying to, like, you know, enter the garden, and this is the exact reason why you don't, you know, charge the garden as like a single fire enemy. It just doesn't work out, especially towards a group of players. It's not gonna work. If I was an electrician, I'll be able to stand at a safe distance and just spam the garden, kill like 50 things in there, and yeah, my team will be able to easily go down there. But yeah, that's not the case, so, yep. And early I was getting healed by a scientist, and yeah, that scientist later switched teams, but yeah, he had a freaking armored heal station, which is absolutely useless in my opinion. It's just terrible. It's so bad because you have, like, your teammates waste time on the teleporter. Like, it's like the only useful thing is maybe like using it while the guard is getting captured, but yeah, that doesn't really work since like 2 seconds later, like, there's gonna be like 15 pea shooters spamming beam bombs. So yeah, it's just, yeah, armored heal station is just complete garbage. And this guy's trying to get me. I'm like, oh crap, and yeah, this is fire. This sucks. But I was able to defeat him. The high DPS does really help, but you have to land a lot of the shots. Just like the regular pea shooter. The regular pea shooter does 10 splash. The regular pea shooter does 10 splash and like 37 direct shot damage. So yeah, you want to land direct shot every time. You want to land direct shots every time. Just like the regular pea shooter. If not, he's just really weak. You're better off using like electrician, welder, or plumber at that point. This guy's meant you have to hit things directly, or else this guy's terrible. He's just a worse whatever. Same thing with regular pea shooter. If you miss all your shots and you only end up doing 10, you're better off using toxic pea and whatnot. Because yeah, that direct damage is really good. Plus, like, his projectile, like, it's really weird to time his projectiles. That's what I noticed. So I'm trying to hit this guy. Yeah, I ended up, yeah. I'm really bad with drone, by the way. As you see, like, I'm using drones much more often because it's better for me to, like, you know, drone up and, you know, cone strike the garden, because cone striking, it covers a large radius, like, you know, like a plumber will or an electrician. So yeah, you really want that. So yeah, we have 2 cacti running away. This guy destroys my drone. I'm like, alright, whatever. I got my kill. I'm fine. So yeah. That's why, as a, you know, if you use like mechanic, this guy, sanitation expert, you know, things that aren't meant to have a large radius, if you're using like stuff like those variants, they're weak. They're generally weaker than their, you know, their splash counterparts. Not counterparts, but like, you know, their splash variants. So yeah, you wanna use the cone strike less on splash variants than you would for these guys, because yeah, these guys desperately need the drone. Or else you won't be doing much as an engineer. Normally, as an electrician or welder, I would probably never use the drone as much, or nearly as much as I would with this guy or a mechanic. So yeah, I might also upgrade my you know, not upgrade, upload a video on the mechanic. He's also kind of fun to use. Another guy that has high DPS, but he's definitely single target. He has like no forms of splash damage. So yeah, I think he could be interesting to do a video on sooner or later. And yeah, this thing works wonders against enemies that are still. Any sort of enemy that's still for more than a couple of seconds is dead. This guy, like, especially if they're at half health. The thing that's nice about it is that he does 34 damage. And I know it's not that great against chompers, because as I said, 35 damage would be perfect. But against pea shooters, it's 34, that's 68. And then, yeah, times 2, that's like, what, 136 or something? I'm not sure, but yeah. It kills that's more than enough to kill a pea shooter. And that guy over there, like, he droned up earlier against the fire guy. That does happen, trust me. And then this guy comes out of nowhere. I'm like, wow, this guy's aggressive. And I was also getting hit by a drone. And yeah, this guy cannot shoot drones. Like, the best engineers to shoot down drone is the mechanic, because his bullet is like, you know, his gun functions like the foot soldier. So yeah, he's like the variant to shoot down drones with. So yeah. And as I was saying earlier, like when that guy was fighting the fire pea, right? He droned up by accident, and yeah, that does happen. I hate when that happens. And as you saw there, he stood in one location for more than a second, and therefore his HP got completely destroyed. And as you see here, I'm not playing it as aggressively because yeah, we have like 2 sanitation experts and all that. It's like, it's terrible for us. We do get an electrician towards the end, but yeah, like our whole team is just engineers. It's like, holy crap. Like, you can't really do much, especially, like, yeah, if everyone's, like, you know, like, I don't know, there's pea shooters constantly hypering around, like, we can't just charge in. Like, if we had a ton of welders and electricians, we could just keep charging in and whatnot. But, yeah, we could not do that here. Because, yeah, we only have, like, single target, you know, engineers. Like, sanitation expert and landscaper or a mechanic. Like, if you have, like, 3 of them simply charging the garden would not do anything. However, if you had like 2 electricians and a welder doing it, yeah, you're gonna easily run over the garden. I've seen it plenty of times before. And this guy stays still for more than, you know, for more than 2 seconds, and he's dead. And yet, that was the guy that was going after me, so I had to buff slap him. That was the guy who like hyped it all over me as a plasma pea shooter. So yeah, he's not gonna go away with that, you know, unpunished or whatnot. He's not gonna get away with that. So yeah, I'm trying to, you know, use long range here. So I'm trying to stand my ground, you know, trying to kill things from a distance. But yeah, that's not really working well because there's not that many players. But yeah, there is a ton of pea shooters down there. So I stay here, I'm like, oh crap, he's killing me, he's shooting me. So I just stunned this guy. I thought it was dead for some reason. I thought it was like on fire with like 35 health left. I'm like, uh-oh, this is bad. So yeah, basically at this point we're running away from pea shooters because yeah, there's just too many of them. We only have like 1 all-star and one foot soldier. Everything else is engineers and crappy variants too, besides 1 electrician or 2. So yeah, this guy is here. He's dead. And oh yeah, I forgot to mention. You do want to practice hitting stuff while on a jackhammer, because if you're on a jackhammer, you cannot simply spam your shots with this guy. You have to like time them and, you know, aim well, because like, you know, with the electrician, like there's people that just shoot the floor next to them and bam, they kill everything or do a ton of damage to everything else. And it, like for this, no, it does not work. You have to like practice moving around and shooting at the same time. But yeah, I'm not that big of a, you know, a jackhammer user. I barely use jackhammers. I forget about it all the time. And yeah, I was about to shoot this guy, but then, you know, he responds like a dick. So yeah, whatever. And oh yeah, the stun grenade. The stun grenade gives you enough time to pretty much kill anything. So you want to stun them, and while they're like, you see when someone's stunned, they move around a little bit, and yeah, that matters a lot. So you want to stun them and finish them off as quickly as possible. And you have to make sure, like, you have to keep track of their movement, because they move really slow and whatnot. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will catch you guys later. Peace.